Hi, everybody. My name's Jodi Franklin. I'm a functional medicine practitioner, and I work with people with autoimmune spectrum skin issues like eczema, psoriasis, vitiligo, rosacea, acne. Any acne is not really autoimmune, but anything that people are struggling with, I can help them with. And I don't usually work with babies because it's hard to get lab tests from babies, like blood draws and things like that. But I thought I'd come on today and give you some practical tips to help you all. I see pictures in this group, and it just breaks my heart to see it because eczema is something that can be completely reversed. And I've done it time after time with dozens of people. So I want to give you some tips to help your children today. And I hope that this really helps a lot of you. And comment below if you'd like more tips like this, if you'd like to see more tips from me, or if you'd like more information. Like I said, I really don't work with babies, but I work with older children and adults to help them overcome eczema. So anyway, tip number one is food. Now, if you're breastfeeding your baby, you want to also stick to these food uh, suggestions because the baby's basically getting what you're eating, correct, right? So one of the things that is really implicated in eczema is toxins. And there's a huge amount of toxicity in the food that we're eating nowadays. So first of all, it's super important to eat organic food. And I know it's more expensive, but toxicity is one of the big drivers for disease, and it's a huge driver for eczema. And even if you're nursing your baby and you're eating something toxic, they're going to get that. So you want to eat foods that are as organic as possible. You can search on the EWG Skin Deep group, not Skin Deep, but EWG Environmental Working Group Dirty Dozen to check and see if there are toxins in your fruits and vegetables, and look at the Dirty Dozen. Those are the ones that have the most toxins. Things like berries and apples and pears, things with thin skin are going to have the most toxins. You want to really stick with whole food. You want to stay away from GMO food because GMO food is loaded with glyphosate, which is a neurotoxin, and it's highly carcinogenic and it's highly toxic. So watch out for GMO corn and canola, and wheat is heavily sprayed with glyphosate before harvest to dry it out. So you want to watch out for all that. The other thing you want to do is watch for gluten and dairy. If your children are eating solid food, you want to stay away from wheat 100%, not even a bite. Stay away from wheat, barley, and rye. Watch out for sauces that have gluten in them. This causes enhanced intestinal permeability, which causes an autoimmune response in a lot of people. So especially where their immune systems are so dysregulated, you have to look at that and make sure that your kid is not eating anything with gluten. The other huge culprit I see with eczema is dairy. Now, dairy in this country is not the same as dairy in a lot of other countries. So you need to avoid it 100%. And I know that's really hard, especially if you're bottle feeding the baby. But you're going to have to look for dairy-free formulas for them because it is a huge driver. Food sensitivities can be a big driver for autoimmune diseases. The rest you want to look at is the toxicity factor. Now, once you eliminate gluten and dairy 100%, you want to start healing the gut a bit. I would even recommend eliminating grains for a little while altogether, but eating more fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and meats, and as organic as possible. And then you want to work on healing the gut, and things like bone broth can help babies if they're eating solids. If they're over 6 months old, a little bit of bone broth can help heal their gut lining. So you want to get the kind that's organic, preferably grass-fed, or you can make your own, and there's plenty of recipes online, but try to stick with the grass-fed meats and pasture-raised meats and not the factory farmed variety. And then you want to look at toxins. So most people don't realize that the average baby is born with over 260 toxins in their umbilical cord blood, which it's just astounding. We just didn't have this level of toxicity years ago in our products. And you can see here that just show you this really quickly. So the average woman has is exposed to over 168 chemicals a day from their products that they're using. And again, the babies are born with actually a 260 on average industrial chemical pollutants in their umbilical cord blood. And there's just thousands and thousands of toxins being released in our environment every day. And you would think that this would be regulated, but it's not. It's highly unregulated. And they're actually finding that the only time that products are taken off the market is when there are enough complaints about them that it's a big issue. In this country, there only about 11 products have been banned from commercial use in products like that we put on our skin, whereas in Europe, over 1,300 harmful chemicals have been banned. And I'm not saying European products are necessarily better. The ones they sell in the US are sometimes just as bad. But you have to find products that are completely 100% free from all toxins. And I can show you some of the products that you guys are using now that I've seen in this group that I just wanted to make you aware that these can be very problematic. And one of them is Eucerin, and there are a few others. So I just want to get this up on the screen for you if I can find it now. Here they are. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And you can see this here is Eucerin. And I believe that they are a sponsor for EWG. So you'll see there, it doesn't look like it's a bad score, 2 out of 10, worst 10 being the worst. But then if you go to the real findings, you'll see that it does have high amounts of endocrine disruptors. They're saying to use restrictions, actually high amounts of allergies and immunotoxins, here they are, which are can alert the immune system and cause autoimmune issues. And you can see all these ingredients. Anything that's over a 2 is something really problematic. And you can see all these ingredients that are in that product that you're putting on your baby's skin. Now, babies don't have the detox mechanisms that adults have. So this can be really problematic. I'm not picking on that one specifically, but here is another one. Here's Cetaphil, which a lot of dermatologists will recommend. And again, allergies and immunotoxins. Look at these ingredients. So what do you do if that's the case? So many, all the commercial ones you're going to buy are going to be problematic. And I do have a line of products that are completely 100% safe from all toxins. And I can put the link to it in the comments below. And I can let you know more about those if anyone's interested. But these are the ones I recommend for my clients. They have moisturizers that are really good for eczema, clinically shown to reduce eczema, psoriasis, all kinds of skin issues. And I also wanted to mention nutrients, one other thing. A lot of times babies are shielded from the sun. People slather sunscreen. I would also not recommend commercial sunscreens either to keep their babies out of the sun. But they do need vitamin D, just like all of us. And a little bit of sunshine every day is going to be good for their immune systems. Also, they need plenty of vitamin A and zinc. There's lots of nutrient deficiencies I find in babies who have eczema, but usually it's toxicity, and their detox pathways just aren't as developed as adults are. So we need to really look at detoxification. And I always recommend to moms thinking of having babies to do some detoxification before they have the baby so that they don't pass on as much in terms of toxicity to their child. But this is not to blame the parent. I did the same thing. I had an autoimmune skin issue and I had 2 babies, and thankfully they're doing well. But I wish I knew back then what I know now in terms of detoxing prior to pregnancy. So if any of you are thinking of having another baby, I'm certainly happy to work with you to help you with that. You want to make sure that all your nutrients are high so your baby stands the best chance of not having any chronic issues. And I think that's all I wanted to mention today. I hope this has been helpful to you. Wish you all a very happy holidays. And if you have any questions, feel free to type them below. Take care.